Welcome back to this Thursday postcast. We're going to talk about the Ryanair hurdle now on Friday at Leopardstown and discuss Bouvardier's performance at Kempton as well in the Christmas hurdle. First off, Rob, how do they bet for this Ryanair hurdle?
Okay, so we're 1-5 Faugheen. Obviously, it's great to see him. Or 1-6 Faugheen. We weren't 1-5. Obviously, lads have been getting stuck into him already. So we're 1-5 about Faugheen. We're 7 Lewis Emery. We're then 16's Campiador, 25's Mixed Jazz, and the Game Changer is the outsider 100-1.
Okay, DJ, is it a simple case if he cannot be beaten?
Yeah, you know me, Maddie. I like to rab it on for ages and ages and ages, but Faugheen wins the Ryanair hurdle.
Okay, and does he beat Bouvardier in the champion hurdle?
Oh, I'm ashamed of myself. I don't think he will. I really want him to because he's one of the greatest horses of our generation, but I've kind of...
What does that make Bouvardier then if he doesn't win?
Yeah, no, Bouvardier is just electric over his hurdles, and I love these smooth travelling horses. I just adore them, and Bouvardier, you're just kind of going, you can just see him turning for home absolutely hard on the bridle. I think he's getting better. Like, he'll obviously have to get a lot better to get up to the level of Faugheen. Faugheen is rated 172, but Bouvardier, my God, he's good. And you just go back to last year's champion hurdle. He won it very decisively, probably even more impressively than Faugheen did when he beat Arctic Fire. And yeah, I thought after Punchestown, Faugheen would be very, very hard to beat. But you know what? It's going to be some race. My God, Faugheen v Bouvardier. I can't wait. And unfortunately, at the moment, I'm in the Bouvardier camp.
Okay, I can't wait for that race either. Fingers crossed they all just stay in one piece. What's Faugheen so impressive in the Morgiana? Are we just expecting him to take this on the way? And then whose camp are you in for March?
Yeah, I wouldn't need to add much to what DJ said, really. He's 5-1 on for a reason, and he's going to win barring accident. So, yeah, that's done and dusted. As for Bouvardier, I'd be in his camp too. He's just improved enormously. Don't forget he was only 3rd in the Supreme in his novice year, well behind Altior. He obviously went chasing last season as well. We forget that, but since he's gone back to hurdles, he's just been electric. And it was a great decision to move him back over the smaller ones. And yeah, he won well at Cheltenham in March, but I still thought then there'll be something that comes back this season. There'll be more strength in depth to the division, and he'll have his work cut out. But he seems to have taken a massive leap forward at the same time, and very impressive in Newcastle, and very impressive. I know he's only beaten the new one, and the new one always finishes 2nd or 3rd in that Christmas hurdle, but I just love the way he made up his ground on the new one between the second last and the last. He jumps like an absolute cat, and that's what you need to win that champion hurdle at Cheltenham, because it's on a sharp track. He just loves it. Gets from A to B so quickly, and that's just a massive help. And I think his advantage Bouvardier at the moment. I think, I don't know what the ratings are between the two, but I think Faugheen's going to have to pull out something special, I think, to win in March.
I think the new one, I think that was a career best from him.
He breached £1 million in prize money,
exactly,
so you can't knock him, can you?
It's a win-win situation, but I think he jumped fantastically, the best he's ever jumped. He stuck at it, as he always does, and he's a really good yardstick to judge it by, and Bouvardier just walked by him as if he wasn't even there. Rob, betting for the champion hurdle, can we have all the way down?
Well, it's a 2-horse race. We're 13-8 each of two, Bouvardier and Faugheen, and it's pretty much 14-1 bar. So, yeah, we're 14-1. My 10 to yours. He's obviously been placed in loads of champion hurdles. Mellon's there at 14, 16's Barlix. Like, it's most definitely this is the forgotten horse. We haven't seen him since the Ascot hurdle, but it looks a 2-horse race. I got to go against the lads. I can't see Faugheen getting beat. I just think, presuming everything goes to plan in the Ryanair hurdle, he'll just pop out in front. To me, he's unbeatable if he turns up. And but it's what. Listen, this is what we want. We want a big head-to-head in a championship race. And please God, the two of them get there in one piece, and we have a proper showdown. Yeah,
I echo those sentiments. For what it's worth, I'm with David and Nick. I think I'm in the Bouvardier camp. I'm not sure if that's the safe place to be alongside you two, but we'll soon find out. Moving on to the 155 Neville Hotel's Novice Chase. Now we get to see RSA favourite Monolly here. A lot of people seem to think he's home and hosed for that race. David, I think you're one of them. Am I correct?
No, you're completely wrong, Maddie.
It wouldn't be the first time. Go on.
Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, look, he's a gorgeous horse, and second in the Albert Bartlett last year, and he deserves to be RSA Chase favourite. Will he win this race? I am not convinced. I think this is a decent race. It's funny, all might laugh here, but I fancy one that Paddy Power currently have 25-1, Maddie.
Oh, blimey. Do tell.
Yeah, I was trying to keep you in suspense there.
That didn't work.
I fancy Denaria de Zobo, trained by Gordon Elliott, ridden by Dennis O'Regan. She's a 4-year-old filly that gets £16 from Monley, and I just think Monley will have to be very, very good, and he could be, to give her £16. She will absolutely adore this ground. Go back to her as a juvenile hurdler. She beat 2A Permis, who turned out to be a decent enough yardstick, by 29 lengths on bottomless ground at Cork. Again, she was a little bit disappointing at first glance in the Drimmoor area. She's beaten 9 3/4 lengths by Death Duty. The ground probably wasn't soft enough for her there, and they probably didn't make enough use out of her, but she didn't run it all badly. She was bang there at the second last, and I think she's crying out for 3 miles. And it's funny, I met Gordon there saying, I said, Gordon, am I absolutely mad to be fancying Denaria de Zobo in this race? She's 25 to 1. And he kind of looked at me and he said, is she really 25 to 1? He says, no, you're not mad at all. He said that, Shattered Love might be slightly better than her, another filly has in the race, but obviously Denaria de Zobo gets all the weight. She loved the ground, and there is no way in hell that she'll go off at 25 to 1. I'm telling you that now. So my advice would be snap up 25 to 1 and maybe lay a bit off them. Okay,
advice is going to be taken. Rob, what price Monolly, the rest, and Denaria de Zobo?
Right, so we're 10 to 11. We're 4 to 5 now, Monolly, from 10 to 11. It's then 6 to 1 Rathfinden, who was second in the Drinmore. We're then 9 to 1 Jury Duty, whose form's worked out. He beat Presenting Percy, and Presenting Percy has won since. And it's 14 to 1. This is one of the races at Christmas. As DJ said, it's a brilliant race. This favourite Monolly will have to prove that he's the real deal if he's going to win this. He's short at 4 to 5. There's plenty of value out there. As DJ said, the filly's getting all the 11s. I think Rathfinden up to 3 miles could be a different prospect than he was in the Drinmore. I fancy him to beat Death Duty. Death Duty a bit too much toe for him then, but up to 3 miles at 6 to 1. Really had a rotten day today, but I think things could get better tomorrow. At 6 to 1, he's an each way good thing, but this is a proper race.
Okay, Watsy, give us the final verdict then. Monolly, win, lose, draw?
I didn't have a strong view coming into the race. I thought, but no, I mean, having listened to DJ, he's been so persuasive there. I think he's talking me into a bet on Denaria de Zobo. So I'm going to rush out with this postcast as soon as it's done. I'm going to snaffle a bit of that 25s, I think.
Yeah, okay. Moving on now to the 120 Willis Towers Watson Irish EBF Mares Hurdle. Just some quick thoughts on this before we move on, Watsy.
Let's Dance is running this. I love that mare. I thought she was great last season. She got on a real roll and she was winning race after race. And I know she got beaten late on in the season, I think, at Fairyhouse and Punchestown, but I wouldn't read too much into that because Woody was chasing the title at the time and he was running everything quite a lot, and I think she was just a bit over the top. I think she's a really good mare, and it's just really disappointing, obviously, from both angles to see her fall first time out, and then, of course, what happened to Ruby as well at the same time, which put him out for so long. So I'm hoping she doesn't remember that and she can get back to the groove she was in this time last year when she looked amazing. And there's a race at Limerick as well, which you should take notice of, because Penhill won it last year and then on to Cheltenham and won the Albert Bartlett. And there's a Noel Mead horse in there called Minella Fair, who's a full brother to Time for Rupert. Looks a good stayer. I'd fancy him to land that.
Okay, nicely done. DJ, another long shot for us anywhere?
Ah, God, you're getting very greedy, Maddie. I'm after giving you one more. Okay, there is. I fancy a load of horse. I'm actually doing tipping tomorrow, so this is the early look at my tipping piece in the paper. I thought Bilko in the opening race for Gordon Elliott, Lee McKenna, could be just a little bit better than those at about 12 to 1. That's in the opener. I think Ballyward is very good and will win the 2 mile 4 maiden hurdle. That'll be odds on for Willie Mullins. I thought Forge Meadow was a big price. It's 11 to 2 with Paddy Power. Now, I know Let's Dance will probably win, but I don't know. I just thought 11 to 2. I thought Forge Meadow would be about 7 to 2, so I'm a little bit surprised to see her 11 to 2 against Let's Dance. So she could be an each way price. As I said, Denaria de Zobo, I think, will take a bit of beating. And in the bumper, I like Daily Tiger. Noel Mead had a brilliant day today. What's interesting here is Sean Flanagan did a feature with me in the Racing Post before Christmas, and he told me that Daily Tiger was the most exciting horse in the Noel Mead yard, young horse, and they were devastated that he was beaten by Real Seal at Thurles, but they pulled miles clear of the third. Real Seal obviously fell at the last in the Grade 1 the other day. They think so much of him that they're gonna keep his novice status for next season because they think he could be a supreme horse. And what they're going to do is they're going to run him in a bumper tomorrow and probably run him in another bumper. So I think the first show with Paddy Power was I think around 7 to 4 or something like that. But there is bigger around. And I wouldn't be surprised if Daily Tiger turned out to be pretty good. He's in the 335 at Leopardstown. And my final one is at Limerick. And I totally agree with Mr. Nick Watts. A bog and 3 miles is exactly what Manila Fair wants. And I think Manila Fair will win.
Okay, brilliant. And Rob, anything to add to those?
Yeah, I'd agree with DJ. I think Forge Meadows' value in that mare's hurdle, that stance, she's very short at 4-7. Well, she might win. And in one of the early races, Bobby's Diamond was well fancied yesterday. Now, he ran shocking. Like, he ran so bad. But the fact that they've declared him again to run like this, that'll be any price. It'll be 33s or bigger. Tony Martin's horses are running well. He had a place today with Sweet Company after winning the Paddy Perry yesterday. He was pulled up yesterday, this lad yesterday, but just the fact that they're running him so quick and he was well fancied. Don't be surprised if he runs well at a big price. It's Bobby's Diamond.
Okay, join us again after the break and we're going to talk about the Challow Novices Hurdle at Newbury, which is being covered by ITV.